Hey, welcome to Board Game Today. I'm Brett. In my hands is the Carbon Gray role-playing game Deluxe Tabletop Box Set, published by Magnetic Press Play. The video game property of Magnetic Press, which is, I know more from the comic industry. It's based off of a engine from West End Games. Now, I'm really kind of intrigued by this because I come from comics. Carbon Gray was a comic that I loved way back in the day. The art was absolutely amazing, had a really cool setting, was out for a few years, and then kind of just disappeared. It was one that I was always amazed that never went further and thought like it would be a perfect tabletop miniature game, honestly. And role-playing game fits it so well. And there are miniatures in here, which is pretty sweet. So it is... experience a turbulent dystopian diesel punk world at war in this fast-paced action role-playing game based on the hit graphic novel series by Hong Nguyen. Survive the grimness of trench warfare, dare to soar the deadly skies, master the art of espionage, to uncover the secrets of your enemies, navigate the social hierarchy and underhanded dealings of both the nobility and the underworld, discover and learn to manipulate the strange powers that affect the very fabric of reality, built on the official magnetic variant D6MV of the classic D6 system role-playing game rules created by West End Games. It's the introduction for new players to experience tabletop role-playing games. It has a RPG rulebook, 20 miniatures, Cannon Walker, 3-panel quick reference game, master screen, 140 character opponent cards, 124 by 36 fold-out double-sided martyr trench battle mat, 12d6, a bunch of tokens, 8-board punch-out map modifying markers. There's a lot packed in here, in other words. What's also really cool and kind of stood out and why I was really digging about this was that there is a supplement called The Badge of Blood, and is a solo play RPG adventure by Andrew Gaska. Again, I know him from comics and E.L. Thomas. And again, this sounds really interesting to me because it is solo play. Literally, if you don't have a GM, you can still play this. And I'm not the biggest role-playing person, so a solo RPG is right up my alley. I used to do those all the time when they're in those books and you can go pick and choose. So to me, that's really, really cool to experience, and we're definitely going to experience that and see what it's like. But let's open up this box and show off what's inside, and then from there we can dive into more about the system and maybe do a little bit deeper dive in future videos. But right off we get a big giant board, it looks like, to play on. I mean, hell, I might have to use this for miniature games, like my own miniature games of like Warhammer and whatever else, because this looks like a pretty cool board. Oh no, these are tokens. Not a board, tokens. That's actually really cool. So it's like a hex board. Oh well, so hopefully you can see it. So it is like a hex board that you can go and build out. So it allows you to actually build a board using hexes. That's really neat. That's cool. Very creative, very different. I don't think I've seen something like this before. I'm sure it's out there, but this is new to me. I haven't experienced that. Hexes, for me, are mostly familiar with BattleTech, is what I think of when I think of hexes. But that's actually really cool. Or the old school games. We got a lot of tokens. So Carbon Gray, from what I remember, way back in the day, I mean, this game, the comic came out in probably 2011 or so, maybe even earlier. It was kind of like a diesel puck world. It had like influences of like a Russian sort of thing, World War I-ish. There was some like slightly advanced technology as well. It involved two sisters. One was like part of a prophecy, and then like the evil queen who was kind of manipulating them against each other. Vaguely what I remember, which is pretty impressive for like, you know, a decade. Let's see here. We got a map of the world. Oh. Even better. Hex board on the other side. Alright, that's pretty cool. And miniatures! I'm a miniature fan, so of course I'm getting excited for the miniatures. Let's see here. So this is the big giant mech. Really nice quality. I don't know if I would call this resin, but it's really high quality stuff. This is well done. The weapons don't move, but that's cool. This could technically move though. I'm guessing that this would be resin. It kind of feels resinish. Detail's pretty good. You probably could paint this up to do some pretty sweet stuff. Now, if you've never seen the art, we'll show the art when we get to the cover. I would love to see anyone attempt to paint up the figures like the artwork, because it's such an amazing style. I mean, this was a book that I picked up because of the art. I'll be completely honest. Ooh, wolves. Wolves never go out of style. There we go. Nice dynamic pose. Your average soldier. There's 3 of those. The big giant with the axe, there was 3 of them. It looks like there's 1 wolf. So it's a nice like mix of kind of generic characters, or generic NPCs, whatever you want to call them, and actual characters themselves. And I don't remember the game or the comic well enough to tell you who the hell these people are. But the details on these are really, really nice. This is some solid figures. There's 3 of these dudes. Just your generic soldier. No idea how well that one's going to come out. Yeah, that looks like it finally zoomed. Alright. That's a pretty cool one. Wish I could go find the art. I have the comics somewhere. They're buried in my collection. I couldn't find them if I wanted to. I always thought there was like a slight Dune influence to the designs too on a lot of these things. Not knocking that at all, but I kind of got that vibe. Had this like, it was just such a cool look. If you've never read the comics, like visually they are so amazing. I do not remember the story specifically enough to like really dive in, but I liked it enough that I picked it up and kept on reading it. I mean, usually I was not a person who just bought stuff just for the art. That might always have suckered me into maybe the first issue, but you know, if the first issue was crap, I did not continue. So I do remember reading the series on and on and on, which meant the writing had been somewhat decent. I think this is one of the Gray sisters. Cool dynamic pose. That's what's stuck in there. Stop in the name of love. Alright. Miniatures are really cool. Those are solid. We get a bunch of dice. Cool looking dice. Whole bunch of cards. And more cards. It looks like it's all a lot of character cards. Stuff probably easy reference. But I think we really want to dive further into is... Oh, there's more. We got the rule book. And I'm guessing this is the DM screen. Really nice quality. Very thick. You can hear that? Really, really nice quality DM screen. But let's check out the book itself. See if there's awesome art here. I really want to show off the art. Like if you see the art, you'll know why like it got suckered into this comic series. Not really suckered. That's the wrong way of putting it. But just like went into the comic series and why I dug it. All right, so it looks like there's 12 chapters. The World of Carbon Gray, skills, character creation, combat, gears and weapons, vehicle rules, world at war, running the game, allies, enemies, extras, episodes, archetype templates, character registration form. seems really nice. I'm noticing there's like a good bend on the spine. It might sound weird, but it is something I do notice. Yeah, get some of the cool art. Sorry, I'm going to show off a lot of the art because I just think it's really, really neat. I will say, this is actually really interesting. Very, like, visually pleasing. This is not, doesn't feel cluttered at all. Like, really easy to kind of just pick up and read. Yeah, like, the layout is really interesting like that. Yeah, not cluttered. Very, very, very well laid out, and cool, some cool stuff. But not as much art from the comics as I would expect there to be. I mean, there's obviously images from the comics, but I really, really expect it to be like filled with really cool images. Sorry, like overuse it to the point. The rounded page edges I think are really interesting as well. I think that gives a good vibe for the world that we're going into with this one. So yeah, I think we're gonna, let's see here. This is intriguing. This is actually really cool. Some nice, cool stuff like this to give you a good feel of the world. So yeah, I'm digging this. I'm really, really digging this. So I want to, I'm gonna dive into this to learn the rules and come back and give a little bit more thoughts on that. But the thing I'm very intrigued about is this, because it has solo play. It really literally says in the back, no GM, no problems. This is like a solo play adventure for the Carbon Gray role-playing game. You take on the role of an operative chosen for a death-defying mission. It'll take all your skill, cunning, and bit of luck to pull it off. Do you have what it takes to earn your badge of blood, or will you just be another casualty in an ever-waging war? The ability to do a solo play, I think, is really, really neat. Badge of Blood uses the D6MV magnetic variant of the West End Game D6 system. Requires the Carbon Gray role-playing core rulebook to play. Unlike a full RPG group session in solo play, the adventure text random dice rolls take the place of the game master. All the actions and decisions fall upon you. I'm liking this. I think that's a really, really neat idea. Props to them for that. I wish there was more solo play like that, and make it easier to get into role-playing games. As I said, I'm gonna read the rules a little bit more, dive into the book, get a bit more familiar, give my general thoughts overall, and then maybe we'll do some solo play. We'll see how I do on that, how quickly I die in the world of Carbon Gray. Check this out. It is out from Magnetic Press Play. We'll have a link beneath this video where you can buy yours. They'll most likely be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage. By doing that, you'll support us. I, of course, want to thank Magnetic Press Play for hooking us up with the review copy. Appreciate that. And thank you all for watching as well. And again, if you like this world and you think it sounds cool, go check out the comics. I highly, highly recommend them. As always, you want the latest role-playing game news, you want board games, card games, tabletop games, miniature games, whatever. Check us out every single day at BoardGameToday.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, all at Board Game Today, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep rolling that dice. Let's see what I roll. 3. Get your game on. Hey, thanks for watching Board Game Today. We always appreciate your views and your support, but there are so many ways for you to support our site. Not only can you do right here on video, but you can go and check us out at BoardGameToday.com, where we have more news, reviews, interviews, everything you could ever want. But since you're here, if you can always give us a like, subscribe, or share our videos or watch something else. Is always much appreciated, and get your game on.